Alright, so this is my African coral tree. There's a lot of different types of coral tree and they grow all over the world, in Australia, Asia, but mostly in South America and in Southern Africa. This one's been growing since the summer of 2023 and right now it's January 2025, so we've seen a lot of growth in a short amount of time under less than ideal conditions. This tree has some really interesting characteristics. It has a bipinnate or tripinnate compound leaf structure, which means you have these groupings of 3 heart-shaped leaves. It also has these sharp black thorns that go up the trunk and onto the branches. And then finally, if you've seen them in the wild, they have the most incredible red blooms. And hopefully in 3 to 5 years, this one's going to bloom, but we'll just have to see. You can take a look at the trunk is really thickened in a short period of time. And if I probably go into the soil, I'll probably see it being even thicker. And there's some movement in the trunk here that was artificial. I wired it in its first year, and then we've got a secondary trunk here. I was going to use that as a sacrificial branch, but it may make a nice canopy with a 2-trunk design. And this isn't a master class in wiring. It's not the perfect setup, but I think it'll get the job done. So now this tree's been growing under lights. I think it's about time to let it go into dormancy. It is a deciduous tree, and as you can probably tell, we get weak growth here from these new batch of leaves, and I think that's kind of telling me it's time to pull it out from under the lights. Another thing to note is you can probably see here some residual spider mite damage. This particular species, at least where I have it, tends to attract spider mites when it's stressed. We've since resolved that issue, but something to note in the future. But really enjoy this tree. It's very fast growing, fastest growing of all the species that I have. And I'm excited to see what kind of growth I get in the spring after dormancy. So I may do an update so you can get a better look at the branch structure when it drops its leaves in a month or two. And then I'll put it back outside for the summer and see how much growth we can get.